Google has released their new podcast app worldwide, Google Podcasts. If you have a podcast and website, which you automatically do if you're hosted with Podbean, you already can likely be found there. If you host with Podbean and use the Podbean podcast site, your podcast will meet all the necessary requirements. Here's how to check if your podcast is already submitted to Google Podcasts. Go to search.google.com/devtools/podcast/preview. Type in your feed URL. You can retrieve your feed URL in your Podbean account by logging into Podbean, going to the left-hand column, clicking Settings, Feed iTunes. If your podcast is indexed, you'll receive a confirmation message that your podcast has been retrieved. This link will automatically open to your podcast in a Google Podcasts, natively throughout Android devices. If you receive an error and your RSS feed is not currently indexed by Google Podcasts, follow the steps here. Log into your Podbean account. On the left-hand column, click Settings, Apps. At the top right corner, click Get More Apps. Click on SEO Meta Tags, then click Get App. Click on the gear to the right of SEO Meta Tags. You should now see a text field. Leave this window open, as we'll be returning here shortly. Open a new tab. Go to search.google.com/search-console/welcome. You will need to log in using your Google account. If you don't have a Google account, create one before this step, then log in. Under URL prefix, enter your Podbean's podcast URL. Under verification methods, click HTML tag. There should be an HTML code here. Copy the metacode here and leave this window open. Go back to your Podbean page with the SEO meta tags open. Paste the HTML meta tag from Google into the text field. Click on Save Changes. Reopen the Google Search Console window, then click Verify. Your podcast is now searchable for Google Podcasts. Please note that it may take some time for your podcast to be indexed by Google Podcasts.